Well, good morning, Patriots. How are you doing? Let me see this offer here. Is anything good? Not too bad. Not too bad. Had worse. Let me see. Hold on. Bear with me, everyone. 14. Yeah, why not? All right, so here's my thoughts on the part 3 of the GOP debate. Debate number 3 of the GOP debate. The race for a useless second place, I've been calling it. Because the winner of these debates, all you get to do is say you lasted longer than the other person. That is it. There is nothing going on here. I mean, DeSantis, as good as Ron DeSantis is, he's been a gem for Florida. And he's one of 3 good examples of governors who really have the United States that should be doing things the way the framers intended. But even he's about 35 points behind Trump. He's not going anywhere. Trump is going to be the nominee. And for you leftists out there, for you haters, Trump is going to be the nominee. Okay? And good luck cheating next year, because it ain't happening either. Anyway, let's go one by one. First of all, I'm glad that we got rid of the 12 guys that started. We're down to 5. Mike Pence, good riddance. You're pretty much useless. So we only had 5 people to deal with, bark at each other. And first of all, we'll start. I just mentioned DeSantis. DeSantis is the most solid candidate up there. If there had to be a number 2, it would be him. Because he's got a record that proves on what he's saying. But it's not going to happen. So, DeSantis, solid as usual. Stay the line. You may get your chance in another 5 years from now. But right now, we need you as a governor in Florida. Because you are a gem, sir. So, that's my thoughts on Ron DeSantis. Chris Christie, I don't even know why he's up on that stage. I mean, anyone who likes Chris Christie, even though the Rhino establishment's not even backing him, although he's probably the number 2 right now, all he does is bark. And his thing is, he's trying to do what he did when he became governor. Take advantage of a bad situation, of a weak Republican Party. He became the nominee. And because Jim Corzine was so terrible as governor, he was able to win. And he was able to win and use the style he did. Being straightforward, barking, because things are so bad in Jersey, he won. He's trying to use that method now, and it's not going to work. Everyone knows Chris Christie is nothing but an establishment spy. Trump figured that out a long time ago, got rid of him. He didn't like it. He has sour grapes. Oh well. He's useless. Nikki Haley. I tell you, Nikki Haley, man, she witty. She's a smooth talker, fast talker, typical politician. And right now she has the establishment's backing. And if you want a reason not to support her, there it is right there. If the establishment loves her, she's not good for the country. As Sasha Swamy said, she's basically, Dick Cheney on 3-inch heels? That's all she is. Sorry, that's all she is. I mean, not only she run away from her record because she tries to promote herself as this great conservative in South Carolina, but if you look at her record in South Carolina, the only thing she managed to do was become governor, because as long as you have an R next to your name in South Carolina, I'm going to be honest, you'll win. It's kind of like having a D in New York State. But, I mean, she didn't do anything great in South Carolina. I mean, if anything, she rose taxes, as her fellow Senator Tim Scott called her out on. She caved on the Confederate flag issue. She's an establishment, posing as a conservative. She's useless. The establishment's backing her. Screw her. And that's it. I got nothing more to say about her. So at least there's 2 left. I did like Sasha Swamy when he first started. And I still do Joe Point, but he's not ready to be president. You can see his lack of knowledge of foreign policy was there. Although, if you're going to thank Sasha Swarmy for one thing, you could thank her for being blatantly honesty. I mean, he has that going for him. He's got the Donald Trump, I don't care, I am going to be honest, I'm the outsider honesty. And that's what we need more of. So, even though I think he's getting some George Soros money, even though he's comes from a rich side himself, the one thing you could thank him for is honesty. I mean, he called out Nikki Haley. You're nothing but what he said. George W. Bush with a dress. I don't think he either said that or Jake Chain and 3-inch heels, and he's right. That's all she is. The other thing he said was her criticism of TikTok. Sasha Swarmy called her out and says, "You want to ban it, but your daughter's still on it." And that's when Nikki Haley got really upset. Says, "You keep my kids out of this, keep my daughter out of this." Now listen, if her daughter was 14 years old, I would agree with that statement. I would. If she was a minor, I would agree with that, up to 17. But Nikki Haley's 2 kids, her daughter is 25 right now. 25 years old. Her son, I think, is 21 or 22 years old. All right, so your kids are adults. Your kids are adults. And he was right. He was right. You want to ban TikTok, but your own daughter is using it. Now, granted, her daughter has free will. I get that. Her daughter has free will. She's an adult. She doesn't have to listen to her mother at this point. She can have a TikTok account, especially if she's paying for her own cell phone service. But the hypocrisy is there. Now, she has said, "I want to ban TikTok." Even though my daughter don't use it also, I still want to ban it. I could have respected that. Now she's being honest, and you can appreciate the honesty. But she got really nasty. She got real defensive, and you could tell the steam coming out of her ears, the redness in her eyes. She was pissed off. Good for Sasha Swarmy. And the other thing he called the Republican Party for, Ronna McDaniel. And he was right about Ronna McDaniel. I cannot stand her. I mean, it is Mitt Romney's niece, so that's all you need to know. But he called out for not having a message. And he's right. She doesn't have a message. It's the same old establishment. We want to look good without doing anything, and we're not interested in winning. Because since she's been there, they have not won in 2018, 2020, or 2022. Now, granted, I get it. There is election theft. There's no doubt about that. But they won't even stick up for that. So they have no interest in winning. I mean, Gerald Ford lost to Jimmy Carter. That's all you need to know about the establishment. As far as the People in the Liberty Project goes, well, one of the clowns represented John McCain not once, not twice, and he lost. And Ronna McDaniel expressed her tweet by saying, "He won't get a single penny from me. He's an asshole." No, you're the asshole. You're running the show, and we keep losing. You don't want to give a penny to Sasha Swarmy? Don't worry. His supporters will. We don't need you. Just the way Donald Trump didn't need you. And the other thing is, he called out the media right there. Called them out right there to Lester Holt and the female, and you could see she was smiling like, "Oh, I'm smiling, but you're an asshole. You called me out." And he was right about that too. So that was refreshing to see. Even though I'm not big on Sasha Swarmy like it was, but you could appreciate his brute honesty, and he's willing to say things that the other candidates aren't. And because he's behind the polls, what's he got to lose? But you can appreciate it. Now as for Tim Scott, Tim Scott's a very nice guy, but because he's a senator and he doesn't have the executive record like DeSantis, he's not going anywhere. Now, if there's anyone up on stage that could be Trump's VP, and I don't think none of them will, it would be Tim Scott. I think Tim Scott would be a nice contradiction this time around, the way Mike Pence was to Donald Trump. And the fact that he's a black conservative married to a white woman, boy, would the left have a meltdown on that one. Oh, would they have a meltdown? So, but I don't see him picking Tim Scott either. So, as for the debate itself, like I said, the race for second place, and the winner gets nothing. Donald Trump's going to be a nominee. Anyway, you let me know what you think. We'll talk to you later.